Let's find out what happened. Oh, did I get bumped all the way back? Did I? Ah, that's annoying. Alright. Head on back down. That's the first time that the game actually dropped, though. Usually the game doesn't drop for me. I'll have gone to the last checkpoint. Same as if you had died, I guess. Yeah. Makes sense. But it's irritating all the same. Because now I'm going to have to go through the same stuff.
We need reinforcements.
No, we can
What was that?
It came from beyond the gate.
You know what? Since we've only just gone through this, we'll just skip through it pretty quickly. But I'm so sorry that the internet is having a bit of a strop today. It's not enough of a strop to stop streaming entirely, but it's irritating.
The escort. They're all dead. Over there.
We'll just skip forward.
A woman.
And onwards. Whoop.
Lilith can't be too far.
No. We'll get back to where we were.
What is this?
How your mind races.
I will interact with all of the panels, though, again. Yeah, see, these have actually been looted. So it is as if I died, but it doesn't seem to count that I died because I've still got all my skeletons with me. Which is an interesting one. Yeah, nothing we can do about the internet weather, sadly. It's just the way it is. But we're more or less caught up now. And there's no minions here either. It's like they all got cleared out, but in this instanced area that I'm in. Yeah, we saw that. So that's as far as I think we got. We were killing monsters in here. Haven't quite killed all of them, it seems. Ooh. F to look. Oh no, this is cool. Like a vista? Serve any practical purpose? I was wondering if we were going to see some sort of cinematic play out from there or something. Go way deeper. There we go. Ah, this is the one that we were looking down on before. She was so proud in the telling of this part. Lilith and Inarius bore a son together, Rathma. He is wise beyond years, the first to untangle the power of necromancy. She says his lair lies deeper in. Ooh.
There.
Am I going to have any important dialogue because it's Rathma? Me being a necromancer, thus a priest of Rathma. Gate of the Cradle. Also, sadly, my elixir turned off while I was reconnecting. The gods are the kids of angels and no, humans are the kids of angels and demons. Or at least the original humans were. From my understanding, the Nephilim were the children of angels and demons. Ancient gate. Down there? No. Okay, well, let's have a look at this.
So curious. You are eager to know why you were spared.
Yes.
Do you have faith in me?
I want to.
Good. For now, all you need know is that we are going to meet my son.
Rathma, the first Necromancer.
He is that, and more. He is the key to my plans.
Key to my plans.
It sounds like they're searching for Lilith's son, Rathma. Together.
Mother, what are you thinking?
I am surprised that the Necromancer doesn't have more dialogue about this, though. It feels very curt and to the point. I guess I was expecting a little bit more given the subject. Alright, okay, I'll accept. Splits up here. Vile fiend. Let's go this way first. Really? Grave Vile Shaman. Boom Charm might be nice. I'm going to thoroughly explore each floor. I hope you don't mind. Welcome back, Sea Champ. Go. Don't really see any reason not to use that ability whenever it's up. As long as it's not, you know, just being used when I'm not actually even in a fight. I'm starting to feel like I'm going the right way, which is frustrating because it means the other way is probably just a dead end that would have quickly been uncovered. Yeah, I'm distinctly starting to get that feel. But I will go back there if I have to in order to check out for more lore. Best case scenario is these two paths converge. It might do, yet. Actually, yeah, it looks like it might. That'd be very nice. All the abilities are amazing. I've very much gotten to the point, though, where I only check my items at the end of a dungeon now instead of along the way. And it feels weird that I'm at that point already, because, like, it feels like we're so early in the game. Like, I'm fairly used to getting there once I've gotten to a point where I've got a lot of really good gear. But it doesn't feel like I'm at that stage yet. It feels like I'm still getting, you know, what are effectively trash drops. When so many rares drop, rares become the new normal. And that's kind of what I was meaning about the loot table feeling a little bit weird. It doesn't... Like, it feels like rares should be special. Yes, legendaries are ultra special, but then again, I'm kind of operating with a very naive expectation of how high things go. I haven't been to any of the higher tiers, like World Tier 3 and so on and so forth, and there's almost definitely stuff beyond Legendary. But it still feels a little bit strange, if that makes sense. I think part of it comes from the terminology. When something's called Legendary, it feels like it should feel legendary. And now that... I mean, don't get me wrong, legendaries are rare enough that they feel very special, but they don't quite feel legendary. I've already had a couple, and I can make them. I think perhaps my gripe would be resolved by simply changing the naming convention. We've got magical and rare. Okay, Lilith opened my eyes to the crimes of Inarius. He betrayed her, banished her. He snapped the power of her children. Sapped. He's the reason we're weak, the reason we die. He ruined us because he feared us. We'll show him he was right to be afraid.
Wait. What?
That's a very different tone. That's a very different tone all of a sudden. Yeah. Rares are literally mid-tier with legendary and uniques above them. Yeah. No, I'm getting that, Ipsos Custodes. That's kind of what I was saying. Like, I'm cognizant that there is a stage above legendary, but calling it legendary makes it feel... anticlimactic when legendary isn't really legendary. Does that make sense? Like the name that you... Yeah, nameflation. That's a great way of putting it. Nameflation, yeah. I think that's the problem that I'm having. Is it ends up feeling like, oh, well, legendary isn't really that much. And because of that, everything else kind of loses a degree of value because of it. What a fantastic term. I like that. Nameflation. That was not the key I meant to press, but yeah. Legendary in this economy? Damn it. Okay, let's... did I manage to trigger that in time? I did not. They nixed my ultimate? How rude. Fine. But it's something that I feel very strongly from, like, games like Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. I'm sure many people have noticed this. Diablo 3, you had numbers in Diablo 3 which were astronomical, like damage numbers, compared to the highest numbers you'd ever see in Diablo 2, which were piddling compared to even the mid-tier numbers you'd see in Diablo 3. Like, you know, if you were being sweaty about the game, you would be seeing damage numbers in the hundreds of thousands, sometimes more. And at that point, it's like, what? Whereas in Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, the difference of 1 or 2 numbers, you were like, oh, this mace does 2 more damage than my current mace. This is amazing. This is great. I'm so glad with this gear. Whereas in Diablo 3, it was like, what? This mace only does 100,000 more damage? Ah, trash. Why did I even come into this dungeon? And that's the kind of thing that I mean. And it's sort of like that with the loot table and calling things legendary, which don't feel legendary. It doesn't feel legendary. My Meteor Mage was doing 50... yeah, if you're being genuine there, Larique, and anything was doing 1 trillion damage, that is sincerely the problem that I'm talking about. Oh my god. Yeah, I am being genuine. I never saw numbers like that. I didn't play... I played Diablo 3 through enough to complete it, but I didn't really play it much more beyond that. I did a little bit more. I played a hardcore character. I always do in Diablos. And I got the expansion when the Necromancer expansion came out, because Necromancer. However, that's just bonkers. But yeah, as Kakashi says, that's some cookie clicker numbers. That's right. That's right. Those numbers feel like cookie clicker numbers. They feel like they should be in an incremental game, not in a role-playing game. In Diablo 2, I cared when I got a staff that did 5 more damage. In Diablo 1, I cared if I got anything that did 1 more damage. In Diablo 4, I don't care when I get rares. I care a little bit when I get legendaries, but I am cognizant that they're more the kind of power scale that I would expect from a magical. And that is the nameflation. That's the inflation as well, but the sounds of it. Trillions. That kind of boggles my mind. Like, if you hadn't specifically said yes, no, that is exactly what I was doing, I would be like, no, you're just exaggerating. But dear God. Ohaska, gift of the mother. Why are you always attacking so late? Well, I'd avoid D4 late game. Well, no, this is the thing. It's going to be unavoidable if you're playing a game like that. I'm playing D4, so I fully expect, I can already tell, like I've seen numbers growing at a pace that I'm like, yeah, by the time that you get to late game, the highest difficulty, you're going to be doing staggering numbers. The idea of trillions, though, is still kind of mind-boggling, but...
You've mastered your fear, but I still sense your pain. You miss your daughter.
My magpie. She's scared right now. She must be.
Go. Or stay. It is
Ooh.
time to choose.
This is going to be hard on her daughter to know.
I trained her well. She's a good kid. Strong. She'll be all right,
Oof.
You've chosen well, my child. To reach Rathma, we will need to cross a lake at the bottom of these ruins. It requires a ritual. I will teach you.
As you wish, Mother.
Good. You're ready for lesson 1. Blood is the key.
I have a funny feeling she's going to be sacrificed. Don't tell her,
I
me.
don't need sparing. Tell me.
No, don't. No, she needs sparing.
Plans to teach your mother a ritual. One that needs blood. Your mother seemed receptive.
That is a
We
good
have to reach them.
omission of the full truth. I approve of diplomatic me. Well done, me, for being me. Look, I'm actually playing D3 right now while watching, says Mythgar. I'm not well geared and not optimized. A level 70 Necromancer with a minimal upgrades. I hit for 30 million. Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't need numbers that big to convey it. Again, that's inflation. Just crazy inflation. Nameflation, regular inflation, don't care. It's bonkers. Diplo-necro, indeed. Who said that necros can't be diplomatic? We are priests of the balance. Balanced emotions. Uh-oh. Punk. Painted vile shaman. No, please be dead. Oop. Hello, succubus. You know what? I could probably just do this, and it would help my minions a lot more. Instead of just being lazy. There we are. Oh, come on. I accept. See, as much as this does seem to be a long area, it doesn't seem complicated. Like, there aren't lots of pitched battles. Either that, or I'm just starting to feel power creep. Because early dungeons, like, every little fight felt like I had to stop and deal with it and then could only then move on, whereas now it just feels like, everything is just a distraction. Rude. Let's not stand in the middle of that, shall we? Oh. Let's top up my Scally Bros with some health. Thank you. I am liking the art style in this dungeon, though. As much as I'm bemoaning the loot table and their choice of words and perhaps the power scaling of things. Because it isn't necessarily the pace of you getting stronger that I'm complaining about. I understand that. It's just the use of numbers. It's like, why use numbers like that? Just don't use like increasing health pools as the main metric for making an enemy harder. Then you don't need to constantly increase the damage of weapons to make it feel like you're making any progress. But as much as I'm bemoaning these little things, and they are little things, because overall I'm really enjoying the pacing of the game, I think something which is beyond, well, not beyond critique, but something I don't have anything negative to say about at all is the art. Oh my goodness, this thing looks gorgeous. They've done such a good job with this. The areas look varied. They have a distinct theme. It's genuinely a joy. You. That's the issue with Necro. Your minions take a lot of the pressure of a fight off you personally. Yeah, no, I've said that before. The Necro is in a different league when it comes to survivability because, I mean, look at this. 8 extra targets that an enemy could choose from. Unless they're doing just constant, enormous AoE, I have a 1 in 9 chance of being the person who gets hurt. That massively increases my survivability. Some healing for my Scally Bones. Again, I've played Rogue and Druid so far. I have not played the other classes, but it feels to me like Necromancer is just in an entire... It's so much in a different league. It's like I'm playing a different game. Nice. Hop. Right. How silly my idle fancies of yesterday seem now. I believed in the Haradrim, but I was misled. With them as our champions, we can barely survive. But Lilith will make us victors. All my life I've been searching. But it was me that needed to be found. Not so sure about that one, but okay. I'm going to keep an open mind about Lilith. I mean, everything she said up to now seems like she wants us for her own gain, but at the same time, if her own gain is... her goal is to make us strong, then... really, does it matter if a couple of, broken eggs to make the omelette? Depends on what her ultimate goal is. Whether the Mother of Sanctuary actually feels any maternal instincts towards her progeny. I get the impression that Inarius... well, from what... Olorum, is it Olorum or Lothram? Implied, and from what I've seen of the Church of Light, I am not entirely on I'm not at all, actually, on Team Inarius. Though, again, I'm still open-minded to where this is going, but not really certain it's going anywhere nice with him. He feels very broken. Especially considering he was tortured in hell for a few millennia. Hello. We have over here a Hellcaller succubus. Okay, you were a big one, weren't you? Well supplied. Collect every common, uncommon, and rare. What? Yeah, that's definitely the way I'm meant to be. Prepared harvester. What do you mean collect every... Have I... Collect... Oh, every type of item in all three things? Or perhaps every slot of for items in all three variances? Possibly the latter. It's going to be my bet. Oh my lord. When I activate my Golem and Bone Storm at the same time, that just drinks things' health. I think it was of that specific item. Possibly. Well, let's have a quick look at my inventory. Sort it out. Junk, 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 junk. Yeah, I'm not even going to look at magic. And see, this is the problem, alright? This is the problem. And there's another game with this same problem, and that is... what was it called? It was set in kind of Greek mythology. Clash of Titans. Not Clash of Titans, sorry. Titan Quest. There we are. Clash of Titans, that's a film. Titan Quest did something I absolutely loved, but then I realised that whilst I've always wanted it in games, why it wasn't there in games. And that is, if any creature had any kind of gear, it was actually something you could pick up off its corpse. If you saw a regular skeleton, unless it was punching you with its fists, or kicking you or something, or trying to bite you, then it had gear. If it was wearing armor, then that armor was on its corpse. If it had a weapon, then that weapon would be in its hand. And so, it was Loot Goblin the game, basically. There was a full array of gear on every creature. You know, quite a lot of them wouldn't have gear, especially like scorpions and things like that. But if it was humanoid, or even vaguely humanoid, it had a bunch of loot. But as a consequence, most loot was garbage. And you could just straight up ignore. If it wasn't of a certain tier, you could just ignore it as being trash. And that is exactly what I just did there. I barely even looked at the numbers. I just scrolled through, trash, 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 and got rid of them. I don't care. Unless it's at least rare. So effectively in my game, rare is now the common. It's the minimal point where I should even consider this item. Yeah, exactly, the Kakaze. It was true to the real world, and I'd always wanted to see it in games, but when I'd actually saw it in practice, I was like, I see why it isn't done now. It's trained me to base... Like, it doesn't matter that there's all this loot here. For all intents and purposes, there's nothing here, unless it's a special thing. But let's have a quick look. This dagger... no, not particularly good. Rare wand. Lucky hit chance is nice. 9 basic skill damage. I don't really use my basic... In fact, I don't use my basic skills at all. So, no. Vulnerable damage to slowed enemies. Core skills. Now, that one might be nice. Huh. I don't think it's a big enough upgrade, though. So I'm going to say no to that. Rare sword. Up to a 2.5 chance to execute injured non-elites. 7% damage to close enemies. No, I'm going to say no on that one as well. Clench attrition. Dexterity, strength, 2 ranks of Sever, not something I'm using, and I would give up bone speed. I don't care. Blood lance I care about. So actually, maybe. Dexterity and strength. I would lose 1 rank of bone lance. That's the only thing I would lose out of that I care about. I would gain very little armor, but near max roll for dexterity. That's not exactly the most useful thing. Increased critical strike chance, increased dodge chance. Strength increases armor. Oh, is it not strength that got resources? Oh, it's willpower that got resources. Right. So it's willpower that I want to be bumping up. I thought it was strength that got resources. I'm very much mistaken about that. So yeah, I would say that's trash for me. Could only upgrade strength? Sadly, it seems most items I find upgrade strength and not willpower or intelligence, which is what I need to be focusing on. But maximum minion life. Critical strike chance, cold damage. Cold damage won't count for me. Shadow damage over time, total armor. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to both of these. Yeah, I'm going to say no to both of those. Okay, we can go onwards. Got a heal?
Barrier. It looks like the same kind of magic as before.
Huh? Boss fight? Demons approach. We need to get through.
I think I can dispel it.
Okay. Very much boss fight, yes. Nope. Right, now I'm going to pop a big old puddle of miasma around you so that if anything tries to get to you, it has to pretty much kill itself doing so. Golem, go ahead, do your thing. I don't actually, judging by the lack of something telling me her health, I don't actually think this is like some of the events where I need to keep her safe. I just need to survive myself, which is easy enough done. Okay, let's just drink your blood.
Yes, I did it.
Well done, you. Very proud. Any more steelies or anything? Let's have a quick look at what chat was saying. Here's the thing. If there's absolutely no chance I'll use it, I don't even bother generating it. And give me some token gold. Yeah, no, exactly, Demon Works. Precisely. One of the things I enjoyed in... Well, it's actually become a little bit more common in games now, so there's not one particular game for me to give an example of, and I can't remember the first time I saw it. But games where there was just trash items that you could pick up, but it didn't mark them as trash. You never knew whether you needed it as a crafting material. But then suddenly it started saying, yeah, this is a junk item. Its only use is to sell. And then games started being much more vague about it. Instead of picking up an actual item, which was junk and trash, but was taking up a unique spot in your inventory, it just started dropping gold and be like, you salvage X gold's worth of materials. So whenever you were actually digging around for stuff, instead of saying, like, you'd open up, you'd loot a corpse, but instead of saying they had this much money, because what happens, like, a wolf wouldn't be carrying money on it. So instead, when you looted it, it would say you salvage X much gold's worth of reagents or something. And so it just increased your gold, assuming the next time you went to the shop, you'd have just sold it anyway. And that was such a good labor-saving thing. And it reduced so much, like, mental clutter and inventory nonsense. It was really, really good. But yeah, if you're not going to use it, don't make it. Search Venard and Lilith with Nariel. Search for Venard and Lilith. Oh, that must be her mother. Alright, let's... I don't have any more elixirs. Much sadness. How sweet this taste. Lilith asked me to aid in a ritual. Sacrifice a priest from the escort. Oh, he had no fight. He just prayed as we made his blood useful. Forgive my hand. I'm still shaking. Power dances along my bones. I walk the path of our maker now. Okay, she has completely succumbed. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, this is actually going somewhere now. Okay. Is that where we came from? I don't know. Chasma, level 26 to 31. This doesn't feel like a path I've taken. Is it going to be like a Dark Souls thing and this was an alternate path that is now unlocked? I know I'm going away from where it clearly was telling me to go. And I will be going back there shortly. I was just wanted to check if this does just lead back to the same place. Might do. Ow, ooh. Yeah, this is the same place. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so this is 100% the same place. So we'll go back down there. I'm going to portal back, grab another elixir. Because, I don't know, 5% extra experience upon completing a quest or fighting a boss arena. Seems like a good one. Could spice things up with an undiscovered rare system. I like the idea of common items, albeit with suspiciously good numbers that turn out to be rare. When you use it, to become proficiency. Oh, that's interesting. I'll take care, Dark Helmet. I was always fond of Guild Wars 2 way of doing crafting materials. You can gather as much as you like. It is always available. And not taking up room in space. Gear, though. That takes up space and should be reviewed before keeping. Well, that's kind of what we have here. But the gear is just like... There's a case of if it's not rare, it's trash, which is a shame because it just loses so much. See also how most games have gotten rid of identify scrolls because it wasn't fun or interesting mechanic, just a gold sink. Yeah, it was effectively a loot tax. Now, if the only time where I like identify scrolls being a thing is when they are actually difficult to acquire. Either they are restrictively expensive or there's simply a short supply of them. Then, when you have to choose what to use your identify scroll on or what not to, now it becomes an interesting thing. It now becomes an active choice of the player and it becomes a bit more part of the game. And I would enjoy that a lot more. But I'm going to go back to Kiovashad to get an elixir. Oh, Brithnoth. If the identify is easy... without cursed items, it's hard to make identify worth it. And if you have identify, cursed items aren't interesting. Yeah, but as Brithnoth said, if identify is easy, then it's not very interesting. But if it isn't, then it is actually nice to have cursed items and the likes. Because it gives you that choice. You're having to make a gamble.
My burden is too great.
What? I should pick something up. Apparently I did. Tonk, tonk. Thank you. And to sell the rest of this.
My burden is too great.
What do you mean my burden is too great?
I'll take it.
Titan's Spine. Surprisingly, not very good. Oh, it was him saying that my burden is too great, more than likely. There's a lot of stutter in town right now. I've been noticing that they've been talking in the patches of fixing stutter here and there. It seems that, and also there was one patch where necromancers couldn't enter the game from the start screen. It's like, that's a very specific bug. How did that creep in? All right. Wow, we have exactly as many crushed beast bones as we needed to upgrade that. Nice. Very nice. I need an elixir. Let's have a look. Weak iron barb. Weak third eye elixir. Increase shadow resist. Poison resist. Lightning resist. Weak assault elixir. Increase attack speed. Overpower damage. Critical strike chance. Increase damage against vampire skeleton zombies. That's interesting. We'll just go with the iron barb elixir. And I would like 5 of them.
Balance.
Thank you. You can refine certain resources as well. Oh, I can refine up. Oh, I can make Gallovine out of a lot of different things. Where is Gallovine in the? No, Gallovine is the thing I've got the most of. Oh, but I can turn Oh, okay, so I can turn them back and forth. That is an interesting one. Okay. And let's get back to this dungeon. Aavak, last Epoch had an interesting solution to drops. The game has a robust crafting system, but the top 2 tiers of mods can only be found on drops. You can find a blue item in deep endgame that is fantastic because of the top tier rolls, and the ability to craft a few lower tier things on top of that. Okay. And Kakaze said, honestly, I'd like magic items to be something more like a permanent buff, rare and powerful, but not the actual item slot. They should enable synergies that aren't possible otherwise, not just an extra plus 15 to whatever. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. Alright, I am lacking...
Blood. Never enough blood.
What?
I will follow you to the ends of Sanctuary, Mother.
Dear. Okay, priest is gone. The dead priest. A huge gash across his neck has drained him of his blood.
Priest. He must be from the escort Vigo sent. Oh,
okay.
He's been drained dry. What has she done? There she is.
Well, problem is... Right, so he's painting this with blood, and this whole thing down here with chalk. Okay. So whatever she did sent Lilith on, but she got left behind, I'm guessing. Go ahead. I have your back.
Mother? Nerel? You're just in time. Beyond this lake lies the necropolis of the firstborn. A trove of magic and knowledge. I opened the way for Lilith, but I could not pass through with her. I lack divine element, you see.
Stop.
But I can find it. I'm so close. I simply need...
Mother, stop. Look at what Lilith has done to you. You're writing in your own blood.
Oh, it's her own blood.
Little magpie. She awakened me. She showed me things I can't even put into words. Once I've finished, you will understand.
I don't care what she showed you. Please, let's just get out of here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I see. Yes, clever magpie. trying to lead me away so you can take all this for yourself? Hmm? This is my discovery, not yours. I will finish these runes with your blood!
Oh. You must stop this!
Look at the gifts she's given me.
Oh, I've gotten a full group of skelly bones. Okay, fair enough. She's got so little health, it is kind of staggering.
Mother, no!
You won't take what's mine.
She's still immune. But I can now start dropping down miasma around. You know what? Sure. Alternate through the enemies with Blood Lance so that it triggers on all of them. Ouch. No. Bad laser beams.
Please! I don't want you to die!
Should listen to your daughter, because unlike her, I actually don't care. Get plenty of scallybones around.
I'm not ready yet.
Ah! What the heck happened there? You know what? I don't want to know. Nope. Oh, I'm vulnerable. That's what that mark means, I think.
I need more essence.
Oh, I need more skeletons, you mean? Thankfully, we generate corpses all over the place. Honestly, I think Reapers are perfect for this because they generate more corpses. And it's what I need to generate plenty of skeletons. Oh, right, she's down. She's gone.
You were protecting me. I don't want to hate you. I'm trying. I really am. We're going to make Lilith pay for what she's
That was a
done.
cool fight, yeah.
So we need blessed blood. Go back to your Prava. Get that blessing. Beg if you need to. Whatever it takes. My mother started this damn ritual. I'm going to finish it. Meet me in the Mistral Woods.
Why there?
The Horadrim hid a vault there. Finding it was her life's work. So much for that. Maybe it will help with the ritual. If not, at least I can bury her where she'd want. I need time. I'm sorry. Just leave me.